Happy Thursday to you. I'm Wayne. I'm an alcoholic of 23 years who's been living sober for 6 years. In this video, I'm talking shortly about a message that I received this morning on Reddit, and I just wanted to share that with you because I think it's important if you've ever felt like you were rejected. If you're ready to go, let's get it. So the message reads like this, and I'm going to put it right there. The message reads like this. I'm 24 years old. I plan to die of cirrhosis before I'm 30 because my uncle died of cirrhosis at 32 and I've felt rejected anyway. So what does this message mean for me? Because that is a very impactful statement, and that is a statement that tells me that this person's drive to drink and kill themselves with alcohol doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from rejection. I encountered rejection for the most part of my life, and the way I encountered it is some ways you might think and other ways you don't. When I was young, I was rejected by my parents, I was rejected by my siblings, and I was rejected in forms that may not have actually been rejection at all, but it's how I perceived it in my mind, and that's where dealing with rejection actually sits. When my mother left my father because he was an alcoholic, I felt like I got abandoned. I didn't even consider her feelings, and I didn't consider where any of it might be coming from. So in truth, was I rejected, or was my mother trying to safeguard her from any more abuse from my father? Well, the long story short is that she was indeed trying to get out of an abusive relationship and trying to get out of a domestic violence situation on a nightly basis. It was her decision to leave my father because of that, and it was her decision to protect us children from any further harm from him by doing so. Now, was I rejected? I don't know. I felt that way when I was young because I didn't know what was going on and I didn't know how to handle the situation. I responded to the person who wrote that message that I mentioned in the beginning of this video by saying this. Look, I got it. I understand all forms of rejection because I've been there. I've been rejected by jobs, by people, by creditors. I've been rejected by what I used to think was God. And I was never rejected by God. I just didn't listen. I had the toolbox, but I never opened it up to look inside. If that makes sense for you, drop a comment down below so someone can get some of that. How does this video have anything to do with dealing with rejection? For me, and for me alone, and you might be able to relate to it, is what do you do with feelings of rejection? And how is it perceived? So if a girl doesn't want to go out with you, or a boy, or whatever your deal is, do you feel like you've been rejected? Because 9 times out of 10, it's something to do with an insecurity that you have. You might not be that person's flavor of tea for that day. You might not fit the groove of how that person lives. You never know what true rejection is. In my opinion, have you been turned down for a job? Did you feel rejected? Well, 9 times out of 10, you didn't really meet the qualifications for the job in the first place. Therefore, the person doing the hiring manager, had to seek out potential applicants that did fit the qualifications, and your insecurities of what your abilities are became a factor in how you felt about being dismissed. I don't know if this makes any sense for you, and I hope that the response that I gave the person in the beginning of this video made sense. Now, I could go on and on and on and on, but I just wanted to give you a quick little thought for the day in hopes that if you are dealing with rejection, you can perhaps look inward and say, what is it about me that makes me feel like I've been rejected? Because that could be a character defect that you need to work on, or it can be nothing at all, and you can dismiss that altogether and not worry about it for the rest of your day or life or whatever it is for you. I'm Wayne, one sober to another. Life is a garden. Dig it, and guess what? I hope this made sense for you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.